So today we will start our next unit of the digital electronics, that is your combinational circuits, right? So basically the digital circuits are divided into two categories. One is your sequential circuit, second one is your combinational circuits, right? The main difference between the combinational circuits and the sequential circuits is about the memory, right? So basically in the combinational circuits there is no memory needed, right? Directly we are giving the inputs and after some particular delay we are getting the output, right? While in the sequential circuits memory is needed, right? The example of the sequential circuits are like counters, registers, right? While the examples of your combinational circuits are your adder, subtractor, multiplier, etc., right? Mux multiplexer, demultiplexer, demux, encoder, decoder, and so on, right? So these are your examples of your combinational circuit, right? So first we will discuss all our combinational circuits, then we will go to the sequential circuits, right? So what combinational circuits we will discuss? So first we will discuss over the half adder, half subtractor, full adder, full subtractor, right? All these are your examples of your combinational circuits, right? And then we will discuss about the multiplexer, demultiplexer, it is also called the demux, then the encoder, decoder, or the comparator circuit. These all are your examples of your combinational circuits, right? So first, before starting the combinational circuits, I want to tell you the main difference between the combinational and the sequential circuits, right? So the first main difference between combinational and the sequential circuits means in the combinational circuits the present output depends only on the present inputs, right? Means there is a no memory element in this is the alternative way. Present output depends only on present input, means there is a no past input, right? Means there is a no past input, it means there is no memory element, right? While in the sequential circuits present output depends on two things, right? Present output depends on, first it depends on the present inputs, right? And second it depends on the previous or the past inputs, or the we can say the previous or the past outputs. Basically means the previous logic, when whatever will be the output that is given to the feedback to the present output, right? Means the present output depends on the present input as well as on the past outputs, right? It means there is some memory element which stores the previous stage, right? So this is the main difference between the combination and the sequential circuit. Second difference means there is a no feedback element, right? If there is a no, means if the present output depends only on the present input, that means there is a no feedback, right? While in the sequential circuit feedback is present. Next main difference is memory, right? In the combinational circuits there is a no memory element, while in the sequential circuit there is your memory, right? In the combinational circuits no clock is required. while in the sequential circuits clock is needed for the control purpose, right? Clock control is used, right? And examples I already told you, all these are your examples of your combination circuits, right? And while in the sequential circuits, examples are your flip-flop, counters, resistors, etc., right? So these are the main difference between your combinational circuits and the sequential circuits, right? Now we will start over the next topic, that is your combinational circuits in detail, right? So first of all, for any combinational circuit design, there is some standard procedure you have to follow, right? Whether you want to design the half adder, full subtractor, half subtractor, full subtractor, right? Whether you want to design any multiplexer, demultiplexer, encoder, decoder, you have to follow the one standard procedure, right? So the standard procedure is, this is your logic circuit. Anything in this black box, right? Any combination of your gates, right? This is the meaning of your logic circuit, and there is some inputs and there is some outputs, right? Means these are your present outputs, depends only on the present input, right? This is your combinational circuit. So how you can design? So there are some standard steps. So first step to design any combinational circuit is, first you have to identify the number of inputs and the output, right? Identify the number of inputs and the outputs. Means first you have to identify how many these number of inputs, how many outputs, right? After that only you can design any combination circuits, right? In the second step, based on these number of inputs and the number of outputs, you have to construct the truth table, right? Then you have to construct the truth table. If there is a truth table, then from our previous discussion or from our previous chapters, if there is a truth table, then you can easily write the logical expression, SOP form or the PS form, right? Based on the truth table, then you have to write the logical expression. Then what is our next step? If there is a logical expression, then what you have to do? You have to minimize that logical expression, whether by using the K-map or any or Boolean algebra, right? So my suggestion is use the K-map always, right? So you have to minimize this logical expression, right? And if the logical expression is minimized, it means your number of basic gates required to implement that expression is also minimized, right? So in the last step, you have to implement that logic circuit with the basic gates, right? These are all steps you have to follow basically to design any combinational circuit, right? Now we will start over the first example of your combinational circuits, that is your arithmetic circuits, right? Arithmetic circuit means all those circuits which are used for the arithmetic operation. For example, your half adder, right? Full adder, half subtractor, and the full subtractor. We will discuss all these circuits in detail, right? So first of all, half adder. So basically half adder is your circuits in which number of inputs are only 2, right? Means if there are only 2 inputs, that is your half adder, and if there are more than 2 inputs, 3 inputs, that is your full adder, right? So what is the meaning of 2 inputs and the 3 inputs? Means if there is only the OGAND and the ADDEND, right? In that case, that is your half adder. But if there is some previous carry, right, means some previous carry is also present there from any previous days, it means you have to consider that carry also, right? In that case, there are the three inputs, right? And this carry. In that case, the circuits used to add three inputs, that is your the full adder, right? Means in digital electronics, the addition or subtraction is like not that only one stage, right? For example, 1101, right? And 1110. For example, you want to add this thing, right? These two binary numbers. This is one 4-bit number. This is other 4-bit number. You want to add these two numbers, right? So 1 plus 0, this is your 1. 0 plus 1, this is your 1, right? So 1 plus 1, what will come? 0, and carry goes to here, right? Now tell me, up to now there are only the 2 bits addition, right? One this, one this, one this. Now how many bits are there now in this step? 3 bits, right? One is this carry, and one for this addend, and one for this ovend, right? So for this addition you need the full adder, right? You need the full adder, right? So this is the mainly difference between full adder and the half adder. So in the half adder, similarly, you know the binary addition, 0 plus 0. 0, what is 0 plus 1? 1, and carry is also here, I am writing the carry, right? 0 plus 0, sum is 0, carry is your also 0, 0 plus 1, sum is 1, carry is 0, 1 plus 0, sum is 1, carry is 0, 1 plus 1, tell me. Sum is 0, carry is 1, right? This is the purpose of this half adder, right? Now what is the first step? Now we have to design this half adder, right? So what is the first step? First step is you have to identify the number of inputs and the output, right? So this is your half adder. How many inputs are there now? You can identify there are only the two inputs, right? I am denoting one A and the B, right? What are the outputs? There are the two outputs. One is your sum, second one is your carry, right? So first step is completed. Now you already identified the number of inputs and the output, right? What is the second step? Second step is you have to construct the truth table, right? And you know that truth table is the combination of your inputs and the outputs, right? So these are your inputs A, B, and these are your outputs sum and the carry, right? So if there are the two inputs, then how many possible combination? 4. You all know 0, 0, 0, 1, 1 0, and the 1 1. We already discussed this thing here, right? So what is the sum of 0 and 0? Sum is 0, carry is also 0. What is the sum of 0 and the 1? 1, carry 0. What is the sum of 1 and 0? 0. What is the sum of 1 plus 1? Sum is 0, carry is 1, right? Second step is completed. Now what is the third step? We have to write the logical expression, right? So how you can write the logical expression for the sum? From seeing this truth table, what is sum basically? What is the logical expression of sum? It is 1 and 1. At this position it is 1 and 1. So at this position what is A and B? We can write SOP form like this: A bar B plus A B bar, right? This is A bar B A B bar, right? And what is this? This is nothing but XOR gate, right? And further it can't minimize, right? So next step is also completed here, right? What is carry? What is carry? Carry is this, right? So this is your carry, and carry is A, B, right? So these are your logical expressions for the half adder, right? And these cannot be further minimized, right? What is the next step? Final step is you have to implement the logic circuit, right? So the logic circuit for the half adder is, you know, the XOR gate. This is your XOR gate and it has two inputs as per our logical expression, right? This is your sum. What is carry? Carry is A, B, right? This is your carry, right? So this is your half adder. Clear? So the questions that can be asked on the half adder, that it can be asked, what is the logical expression for the sum, what is the logical expression for the carry, how minimum number of NAND gates required to implement the half adder, minimum number of NOR gates required to implement the half adder, minimum number of MUX required to implement. We will discuss about the MUX later on, right? But these questions can be asked, that minimum number of MUX that is required to implement the half adder, minimum number of decoders that is required to implement the half adder, right? About mux and decoders we will discuss the later. But how many minimum number of NAND gates are required to implement this half adder? So basically half adder, see, this is your XOR gates, and you know, the for the XOR gates, how many NAND gates are required to implement the XOR gate? 4. And this is your AND gate. How many gates are NAND gates are required to implement the AND gate? Basically 2. So by seeing this circuit, 7 gates are required, or 7 NAND gates are required to implement this, right? But sorry, not 6. But it is also not true, right? The exact thing is 5 NAND gates are required to implement this thing, right? How? See, you know how to implement the XOR gates from the NAND gates, right? This is what? What is the output here at this node? What is the output? AB whole bar, right? And what is the output here? What is this Y? This is circuit for your XOR gate, right? So this is your A XOR B, right? And second, this is, or we can say this is your sum. What about carry? Carry is your A dot B, and we already received here A, B whole bar, and if I am giving this to your one more NAND gate, right? Then what is this? This is your AB, and this is your carry, right? So minimum number of NAND gates required to implement the half adder is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So 5 NAND gates are required to implement the half adder, right? For the sum 4, for the carry 2, but overall 5, right? So 5 NAND gates are required to implement the half adder, right? So similarly at home you can try how you can design half adder using the NOR gate, right? I am not explaining this thing here. You can try this thing at your home, half adder using the NOR, right? Similarly, 5 NOR gates are required to implement the half adder, right? 5 NAND gates are required to implement the half adder. 5 NOR gates are required to implement the half adder, right? So this is all about the half adder. Now we will discuss about the half subtractor. Similar to the half adder, in the half subtractor also there are the two inputs and the two output, right? So to design any combinational circuits also we will follow for the half subtractor. All these steps we will follow, right? So first, for the half subtractor, we have to identify the number of inputs and the number of your outputs, right? So you know, for the half subtractor there are the two inputs and the two output. This is your half subtractor. There are the two inputs and the two outputs, right? I'm denoting these two inputs A and B, and A is your minuend and this is your subtrahend, right? And outputs is, one is your difference of A minus, or we can say A minus B difference, and second output is your borrow, right? While in the half adder, output is, one is your sum, second one is carry, while in the half subtractor if you subtract A minus B, right? A is your minuend, B is your subtrahend, right? And the output is, one is your difference, second one is your borrow, right? Now the second step to design the half subtractor is you have to construct the truth table, right? How we can construct the truth table? By writing the inputs and the outputs, right? This is your difference. Difference is basically A minus B, right? And this is your borrow. So you know there are the two inputs, then possible combinations are 4. What is 0 minus 0? What is the difference? 0 minus 0. Difference is 0 and the borrow is also 0, right? So 0 minus 1. Difference is 1 and borrow is also 1, right? Because A is lesser than B, right? So we have to take the borrow from some previous stage, right? So we have to take borrow from some previous stage. Clear? So borrow is also 1 in that case, right? So 1 minus 0. Difference is 1, borrow is 0. 1 minus 1. Difference is 0, borrow is also, right? So this is your truth table of your half subtractor, right? What is the logical expression? What is the logical expression for the difference? See, this is your difference, and by seeing this difference, it is clear that this is 1, and SOP form is of the difference is A bar B plus AB bar, right? This is nothing but A XOR B, which is equal to your sum, right? What about the borrow? What about the borrow? This is only 1, so in that case, for the input, so borrow we can say A bar B, right? And further, these logical expression cannot be minimized, so we can directly go to step number 5. We can directly write the logic circuit of this. And what is the circuit? Circuit is, this is AB and this is A XOR B difference, and from here this is one NOT gate, right? This is one NOT gate for this A bar, right? and this is your A bar B, which is your boron, right? This is logic circuit for your half adder, half subtractor. And the difference between half adder and the half subtractor is only of this NOT gate, right? And also with you one control circuit, half adder and the half subtractor. With one circuit, we can also design half adder and the half subtractor, or we can say with control input, right? In the XOR, can you tell me in the XOR, when your XOR behaves as the NOT gate, when this control input is 1, this input is 1, then what is the output in this case? See, when this control input is 1, what is the output always? A bar, right? So in that case, it behaves as the NOT gate, right? So in the similar way, you can design half adder and the half subtractor in single circuit, right? A, B. Now tell me, when control input is 0, then this circuit behaves as your what? Half adder or the half subtractor? Half adder, right? And when your control input is 1, this one, then it behaves as your half subtractor, right? Clear? So in this way, your half adder and the half subtractor also we can design, right? So next question similar, how many NAND gates are required to implement the half subtractor? 5 NAND gates are required to implement the half subtractor also, right? And you know, first similar we can design the XOR gate using the NAND gates. This is A, this is B, right? This is your A XOR B, right? And what is the output here? Output here is A B bar, right? And what is the output here? What is the output here? B dot A B bar whole bar, right? Here, this is the output here, right? So if I am expanding this output here, then B bar using the distribution using the De Morgan theorem, right? B bar plus AB, right? And using this expansion, what is the output? B bar plus A, right? A plus B bar, right? And if I am giving this thing to one more NAND gate, what is the output? A plus B, then what is the output? A bar B, and this is what? This is what? Your boron, right? So how many NAND gates are required to implement the half subtractor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Similarly, at your home you can try half subtractor using the NOR gate, right? Similarly, 4 NOR gates are required to implement the half subtractor. In the similar way, we can design the full adder and the full subtractor, right? So now we will design over the full adder, right? So now, similar to the previous steps, what is the first step? First step to design any combinational circuits, first you have to identify the number of inputs and the outputs, right? So here for the full adder, you know the number of inputs are basically 3, right? So this is your full adder and the number of inputs are your 3 and the outputs are 2. right? And what are these two outputs? The sum and the carry, right? And the inputs here I am denoting A, B, C, right? C is your previous carry, or we can say the carry input, right? Clear? I already told you one example. No? I already shown these examples. In this case, right? This is your C input, input carry, right? This is C input, right? So in this case, there are the three inputs, right? And for this type of arithmetic or calculations, we need the full adder, right? So there are the three inputs and the two outputs in this case. Next step is you have to draw the truth table, right? And if there are the three inputs, then how many combinations? Three inputs, how many combinations? Eight, right? Start from 000. It means their inputs may be 00 and the previous carry is also 0, 001, 010, 011, 100. These are possible combinations of the full adder with three inputs, right? Then what is the sum in this case? First case, 0 plus 0 plus 0. Sum is 0, carry is also 0. In this case, right? In this case, in this case, sum is 0, right? 1 plus 1. Sum is 0, carry is 1. In this case, sum is 1, carry is 0. In this case, sum is 0, carry is 1. In this case, sum is 0, carry is 1. In this case, sum is 1, carry is 1. This is the truth table of the full adder, right? Because see, 1 plus 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 it is 0 and 0 plus 1 it is 1 and the carry is also 1, right? From the last combination, right? So now from this truth table we have to write the logical expression. Next step, what is the logical expression for the sum? See, this is here at 1. At the four places it is 1. So first is A bar, B bar, C. Next is this one. This is next, next. So what is this? Can you by seeing this, can you tell what is this? So also we can write the sum in the standard SOP form. What is standard SOP form? 1, 2, 4, 7. Right? We can also write the standard SOP form. And what is this basically? This is A XOR B XOR C. Right? If you expand A XOR B XOR C, it will give the same thing. Right? Any doubt in the sum? What about the logical expression? Also further, this cannot be minimized. Right? What about the carry? The standard SOP form for the carry is this one, this one, this one, this one. So we can write 3, 5, 6, 7. Right? We can write this now standard SOP form because this is 0th position, 1 position, 2nd position, 3rd position, 4th position, 5th position, 6th position, 7th position. So at 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th, our carry is 1. right? So this is sum of all these positions, right? And how we can write in form of these variables? A bar BC plus ABC, right? So yes, now further this can be minimized, right? Now tell me, if I take BC common from here, from this and this statement, from AC common from this and this statement, and AB common from this and this statement, what is the output? If I take BC common from here, what is the inside? A plus A bar. If I take AC common from here, what is the inside? If I take AB common from here, what is inside, right? Because you know na, A plus A is what? We can write any time in number this statement, right? A plus A plus A plus always A, right? So I can take any times a common, right? So what is this? AB plus BC plus, right? We can write this thing here. Also, can I write this thing? These are alternative forms of the carry, right? AB plus C A XOR B. Can I write like this? Please see and tell me. If we take AB common from this and this statement and the last statement, from these two statements I take AB common, and from this first two I take the C common, right? What is inside? So this is also form of your carry. This is also true form of your carry, right? And this is also true form of your carry. Clear? Clear the thing? Now, next is your circuit of your full adder. So you know the for the sum you have to take the carry of you have to take the XOR of A, B and the C. A, B, and here we are getting the A XOR B, and now again we are giving the XOR and we are getting the A XOR B XOR C, right? This is your what? Sum. What about the carry? You can take this as the carry, also you can take this as the carry, both are your correct, right? So we are taking this first simple form. This is your what? We can say this is B, this is AB plus BC plus CA, right? And all are given to 1, 3 input OR gate. And what is this? This is AB plus BC plus CA, right? This is your what? Carry, right? Clear? So also you can define, or you can draw the circuits with this carry, right? Can you tell me, for designing the full adder, how many half adder are used and other gates are required to implement the full adder? Yes, two half adder and other, not other gates also needed, na? Only with two half adders it is not possible. Other gates are also needed, right? Can you tell me which other gates? So here the output is A XOR B. And what is the next we need? We need one more OR gate, right? Here this is the input of your, this is AB and this is your what? This is your carry, right? So how many now from this circuit it is clear that how many half adder? This is your one half adder. Half adder consists of one XOR gates and the one AND, right? This is second half adder, right? And this is your one extra gate, right? So 2 half adder plus 1 which gate? 1 OR gate, right? So this type of questions also can be asked, right? So minimum number of NAND gates requires to implement full adder. I am directly giving you the answer. Minimum number of NAND gates and the NOR gates are required 9, right? 9 NAND gates or the NOR gates are required to implement this full adder, right? You know, for the one XOR gates, how many gates are needed? How many NAND gates are needed for the one XOR? You know, I already told you 4, right? And it is the combination of 2 XORs, right? So 4 plus 4, 8, and also only one NAND gate is required to implement this carry, right? Because you know, this is your carry, right? This is your carry, right? And you already received in between this, if you are making one using the NAND gates, you already received this AB bar in between these two stages, right? And you already received this, you already got this C A XOR B also, right? So I'm like drawing this circuit, how you can implement full adder using the NAND gates, right? So using NOR gates you can try at home, right? Full adder using the NAND gate, right? So you know, for the full adder, sum is your A XOR and carry is your right. And how we can design the XOR gate using the NAND gates? You know, for the NAND gate we requires, for the XOR gates we requires the 4 NAND gate, right? This is your what? A XOR B, right? Next, similar we repeat this stage with one other inputs C, right? And this is given to here, right? And similarly, this is your this thing, right? And this is your this thing, right? So what is the output here? A XOR B XOR C, right? You can check these intermediate stages. Now, what is the output here? Can you tell me? What is the output at this node? What is the output? Yes. So we can write A XOR B into C whole bar, right? Clear? And what is the output here at this stage? Now tell me, by using these two inputs to one NAND gate, if we give the C A XOR B whole bar and here at the second inputs we can give, what is the output? This is your carry, right? So one more this thing and one more this thing. Now how many NAND gates are required? We require 9 NAND gates, right? Similarly, using the NOR, right? 9 NOR gates are required to implement the full adder, right? This is all about the today lecture. So students, if you have any doubt related to this topic, then you can send me a mail or you can contact me directly. So for more video update, please subscribe this channel, fine, so that every information regarding your course or regarding this digital electronics lectures you can get easily, fine. Thank you for your attention.